Hi guys, it's Shirt of ChromaGlitch, and today we're going over some of the most recent big updates in Sunhaven. The patch notes can be found in-game. Someone also reposted the developer's notes from the official Sunhaven Discord onto Reddit. I'll link that below. In this video, I'm going to go over the patches I was able to find and test. I may make a part 2 to this video with more updates as I find them. Starting off, the main questline received an update. You can now access the northern region in Withergate. If you had completed the questline prior to the patch, once you load into the game, you'll automatically be given the quest confronting Dynas. This is a 5-part quest, however, you'll only be able to access it up to the 4th part. During this quest, you'll finally meet King Minos, who'll send you on another quest for Glorite crystals. You'll even meet some familiar faces when you get to the Glorite location. I do wonder if those are different henchmen bandits, or if the one you welcomed into Sunhaven returned to his old ways. We'll have to see how the story progresses with that. In previous videos, I said that the northern region in Withergate might be the carnival area. I was wrong, and the area is actually the Demon King's castle. You get a glimpse of the castle on your first date with Darius prior to the update. This is also the area where you're supposed to meet him for the second date. I knew I should have waited today. The castle is really cool, and I want a lot of the assets on my farm or the apartment for decorations. You'll also gain access to the dragon's altar room and find multiple altars that you currently can't interact with. From the way the altars look, I'm assuming you'll have to donate a certain amount of each type of collectible and smelted ore. This is only a guess, but it would mean me hoarding all the amethysts and diamonds I found in the mines was the right call. One major complaint when the early access first launched was time progressing while players were in cutscenes. This meant your day was cut significantly shorter if you interacted with NPCs or quest lines. Another update in the recent patch is that time in single player now pauses when the player is in a cutscene. This was great because I didn't feel rushed while trying to go through and find patch updates for this video. A lot of new decorative items have been added into the rotation at the general store in Sunhaven and in the Withergate marketplace. Some of the items are items from Withergate Castle, while others are different variants on things we had seen before. My rug obsession has been on full display with those giant ornate rugs. One bug that consistently impacted players was the 28-day pass-out bug. Every 28 days, even if you went to sleep in a bed on time, the next day would jump ahead and register as a pass-out. This could cause you to miss dates if you had one scheduled that day. The patch notes say the 28-day pass-out bug has been fixed, however on day 112 I encountered this bug. I'm not sure if the bug was only fixed for day 28 and not the following increments of it, but that is something to keep in mind while accepting dates. Another cool thing the patch introduces is more and fixed NPC dialogue in Hangouts. You're now able to have a conversation with the characters that would only say, "I've got nothing to say." I ran around and introduced myself to most of them in Withergate and Sunhaven, and there is some pretty interesting dialogue. Phaon is probably one of the NPCs I'm most interested in eventually receiving a quest from. It seems like she's an elf, yet for some reason she's in Withergate and not the Elven Village. If you were following along with my Romanceables locations and time series for Sunhaven, one of the main reasons I started working on that was due to some of the characters being harder to find. The patches fixed several of the NPC walk paths that were not working. One of those is Giuseppe. You may have picked up his quest, Fool's Tools, and missed the deadline due to him rarely leaving his home. Now you can find him at 9:20 a.m. outside on a sunny day with Topi and Pod watching them play, as well as at 5:30 p.m. talking with June after June brings the kids home from the library. Another tip for anyone who held onto his toolbox, you can still give it to him if you ran out of time the first time you picked up the quest. Once the quest is available again, taking the toolbox out of a chest and putting it back in your inventory counts so you aren't running around looking for it again. Another set of paths that are fully available now are those for Darius and Zyla. Now you can find Darius starting at 6 a.m. in the throne room of the castle with his father. He'll leave here at 9 a.m. and head towards town. He does temporarily glitch off the screen if you try to follow him during the transition time. He reappears at exactly 10:30 a.m. and then his path is the same as it was before. He'll stand on the path overlooking the pet shop at noon before going to stand near the vending machines west of the pet shop at 2 p.m. At 6 p.m. he'll walk back to the path overlooking the pet shop before heading back to the block northern area at 6:30 p.m. At 6:30 p.m. he heads back to the castle and makes it back at around 8:10 p.m. and goes to his chambers at 8:30. In his chambers you can also find more of his likes as well. Zyla's path is also complete now. You can find her in her apartment as early as 6 a.m. She'll then go stand overlooking the area south of the apartment around 8 a.m. She walks from there at 11 a.m. She can then be found in the throne room with the king at 4 p.m. You can also catch her leaving the throne room around 5:10 p.m. She'll leave the castle area and then go stand in front of her apartment from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. before going inside. Those are a few of the patch updates and things I ran into. There are still a lot more updates for multiplayer and around the farm that I need to test. I'll probably do a part 2 of this video to cover that. Again, I put a link to the full patch notes down below in the description, and you can find the patch notes in the game. I do appreciate the work the devs have been putting into the game because Sunhaven has been so much fun. It's good to note that in addition to the patch notes at the very bottom, there are 3 upcoming update types: optimize performance of the player farm and Sunhaven map, continue to work on multiplayer desync bugs, and add in content for Withergate and Ilvari, NPCs, quest, main quest line, maps, so I can't wait to see what the future updates bring. There are still bugs and glitches, but the game is early access and I try to keep that in mind when making these videos. If you've run into any bugs or found the patch helpful, leave a comment down below. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you found any of the information helpful, please leave a like and be sure to subscribe for more Sunhaven content.